Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin, please be ready and make sure that you are muted to avoid any disruption during the session. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stefano Costantini. I'm Italian by name but Slovakian by blood, and I'll be your moderator for tonight. Welcome to Presidential Election Debate Session 2022. On behalf of the organizing committee, we are indeed blessed to have all of you here today to witness this amazing event. Without further delay, I would like to welcome Mr. Muhammad Jalaluddin bin Rosli for the dua recitation. Please welcome.
إلى هدى النبي المصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه كرام الفاتحة. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Ya Allah, Ya Rahim, praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds. Peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, and for those who followed his example till the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah, on this blessing night, in conjunction with the presidential election debate night 2022, we beseech thee and grateful towards you in favor of all the infinite blessings to us, your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for a flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of event that would detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif Ya Rahman, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah. Please guide University Technology Petronas to greatness, peace, glory and prosperity in this world and hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual. Granted us with valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain your mardatillah. Make us your righteous servant that follow your commands and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you, Mr. Jalaluddin, for the dua recitation. May our event be full of blessing and run accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you can recall all the manifesto from each party, as tonight presidential election debate session is to debate on manifesto from the other party. Before we begin the debate session, let me first explain the basic concept of how it will be carried out. Each party will be given a chance to be the government, meaning they will have to present the weaknesses in their opponent's manifestos. This round will last for 8 minutes, with the opposition being able to use point of information POI starting from the 2nd minute until the 7th minute. A POI is basically a chance for the opposition to interrupt the debates to directly challenge the facts that are being presented by the representative. Once the 8th minute is over, the opposition representative will have 7 minutes to rebut the facts that have been previously presented by the government side. The government side will once again defend themselves from the argument of their opponent. The final round will be a 7-minute opportunity for the opposition representative to defend themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Student Progressive Party SPP, we have Mr. Alif Malik Abdul Malik, and on behalf of Varsity Civic Party, we have Mr. Tuan Muhammad Isma Hafizuddin Tuan Ismail. So, before we start the debate session, our fantastic debater for today, let us begin with you, Mr. Alif Malik. Hello, how are you today?
Hello, Stefano. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Very good. I hope you are staying safe right there, even though I know you are very busy with this election, but just make sure you are away from the COVID, all right? Okay, so we're done with Mr. Alif Malik. So here we have Mr. Tuan Isma. What a great name. Nice to meet you, Tuan Isma.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to meet you. It's also Stefano.
Thank you. So how do you feel? Excited, nervous? Tell me.
My emotion right now.
Yeah,
I will be happy to voice out our students' opinions, basically.
good to hear that. Very well. It is such a pleasure to meet both of you, and I'm looking forward to meet both of you in person. All right. Okay. So we're done with the introduction. So without further delay, I would like to call upon Mr. Alif Malik Abdul Malik from Student Progressive Party (SPP) to present the arguments. Alif, the screen is yours. May your arguments begin.
Okay, thank you so much, Safano. Assalamualaikum, dia jahau, ilarakam vanikam. And a very good evening to our honorary speakers, opposing party, and to all members of the floor. I'm Alif Malik, and I will be representing SPP for tonight's debate. First, let's start with the first manifesto. This manifesto seems to be not sustainable after COVID-19. In the description of your manifesto, only COVID-19 is mentioned. How about other infectious disease that could rise in the future? Obviously, VCP does not think ahead while planning. For this manifesto, explain the actions you are going to take after announcing the number of cases in UTP. I don't see anything further than this. And after releasing information about cases, then what? Your manifesto is already achieved, that's it. And furthermore, your second manifesto is for you. VCP claims that they want to improve the speed of our UTP internet and provide a platform for students to access study materials more easily. You mentioned that last night that the materials uploaded to the site will only be for UTP students. And you don't even have the website ready. And your party mentioned last night, and I quote, that other students won't check our materials because they have different syllabus, apparently. You're only confident based on your words, not backed up by any sort of data. The point I would like to make is, regardless of whether they view or not, it is still a breach of copyright policies, and it will not be fair for UTP students who paid to view them. After that, the manifesto of new UTP. Your site mentioned that amendments are that foundation students should be able to bring their own vehicles and electrical appliances should be allowed in dorms. Please clarify if the engagement with the right management officers has been made and let us know their thoughts on this manifesto. Furthermore, allowing foundation students to bring their cars clearly concede your sixth manifesto, which is UTP right. If this manifesto does go through, this would make your sixth manifesto useless. Regardless, if either one of the manifestos succeed, it will make the other look silly. How are you going to implement these manifestos while both manifestos are incompatible with one another? Another thing, UTP already made the rules of no electrical appliances in the first place, and it hasn't been changed since. Some of the UTP buildings are old, and allowing the use of many electrical appliances might cause short circuit and might for worst case scenario, it will cause fire. And will you take responsibility on this? Or it might not happen now or soon, but who is it to say that it will not happen at all? And let us move on the next manifesto, which is UTP Smart. This manifesto involves collaboration with Petronas, which is an entirely different body than UTP. Realistically speaking, this manifesto is too good to be true. And frankly speaking, all of us wants to know how did the engagement with Petronas has gone so far. Let us know what they think of your idea. And do you remember at the end of the bargain, this is all still business, and I hardly think that they will make the time to invest in new bonus cards for 6,000 students. The next step would be implementing the system into UTP. What technological ecosystem are you going to use for this manifesto? Just having a smart card is useless unless we have a whole ecosystem to support that, and like scanning devices, monitoring software, and more. Can you please enlighten me the complete ecosystem that is needed for this UTP smart card, and how much will each cost? More than that, about the cashless vending machine, have you done it? And what would their thoughts be about taking in a vendor that sells thousands of ringgits for one unit of vending machine? As we all know, years of contract for one vendor is 3 years. And what would happen to the existing vending machines that we have now? And are you going to regard them just like that? What happens to the vendor if what would happen if the vendor feel uncomfortable with this new system? And have you ever engaged with the vendor regarding this? And if so, which vendor did you discuss with and what was their feedback? Please enlighten me that too. And moving on to your fifth manifesto, there were inconsistency about the details of your manifesto. From the manifesto night and town hall session, in one session, you said that you are going to ease the way of collecting emergency fundraising affected on-campus or off-campus incidents. This shows that the manifesto is well planned and is not think thoroughly. Furthermore, it is unclear how your party will identify the students in need. There is no backup system mentioned if the students are faking their situation for extra money. It is also unclear that how would your party gain the funds, and please clarify later. And next, we will talk about UTP right. First thing first, this is a recycled manifesto from your VCP 2020 tenure. Next, VCP made it clear during town hall session that this rental service would be operated by UTP. You also mentioned that this service has happened in UTP before, with the price of bicycle per ride is 2 ringgit. How many years ago was this? And how can you make a manifesto without guaranteeing or having proper planning about the actions you need to take? And not just that, this rental service seems like it does not fit long term. And it is not sustainable at all. Why? Because there will not be people overseeing it. Please explain to me how VCP intends to make sure that these bicycles will be taken good care of and fixing them when problem arises and attend to any inquiries when they appear. Logically, it seems like you need a different team of people for this. And finally, the manifesto of Varsity Cafe. From the previous manifesto night, when asked about which office you have contacted, you answered that you have contacted PMMD and HSE, but you did not contact RV at all. And this shows your lack of knowledge and experience with the management. As a last 10 years Exco of Welfare, I have many experiences working with the management and a lot of time spent with the management itself. And do you care to explain what are the possible vendors that you have contacted? And the new vendors would have to agree with a minimum years of contract, which is 3 years. How are you sure that they would agree to this? And lastly, mention that you would serve healthy option of food, which is more expensive than usual food. Even with the existing vendors, the students felt the burden by the price, and thus, how can you be sure that this new cafe you are talking about would get a favorable response from students and maintain cafe sales? Before closing my argument, I would like to add that both VCP's president and vice president are currently in your second year, second semester. And this would cause a problem because if they win, their tenure would be until their third year, second semester, which is when internship would start. Who would be the one leading them when their president and vice president leave for internship? And also, to add on, during their third year, first semester, they will go through their MPU4. And who will be leading them when they're busy with their MPU4? And they have failed to even think thoroughly about their plans and after this entire campaigning period. And we can see that the manifesto are not well planned and just empty promises. Overall, these manifesto are scapegoats for your party and to not solve the problems at hand that students are facing right now, but to instead manipulate the students by giving them fake hope to give you the power you didn't deserve. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Alif Malik bin Abdul Malik, for the argument. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Tuan Isma from Varsity Civic Party to rebut. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Can you hear me, Stefano? Yes, all right. So good evening, my worthy opponents, the president of SPPs, Alif Malik, and the members of the audience. Thank you for your attention and consideration. We believe great thing happens when people get together and are imaginative about our shared spaces. Everything that becomes true starts with a manifestos. And would you like to see your colleague and you yourself, the UTP student, suffer for no reason at all? Don't you think that we should have a better manifestos in the first place. And basically, from previous session, it was allocated 8 minutes with all questions being asked. Are you being logical enough to think that I'm able to use my 7 minutes? There's lack of time there to answer all your questions. For all the manifesto, you seems like you are looking for our weakness very thoroughly, and I like the ideas. You are not looking for the voice of students' problems thoroughly like our manifestos, and it was great to have that. That seems like you are interested to ours, and I would like to answer. I hope I can answer all the questions given by the opposing party. And the first, transparency, COVID-19 only. I would say that this is not our manifesto is not about having that long-term tenure activities conducted, because we are students, we are also the student bodies, and COVID-19 is not only the cases we are focusing more. We also focusing on the crisis management, because from what we have engaged, you are also asking about our engagement. You are asking a lot about engagement. It seems like you need our directions to the engagement, who we need to engage them, who the management that we need to contact. But then it's okay. We like to share who we have engaged. And for COVID-19, from the engagement with the Profisham, the DVCASA, they said that this will can be improved by having a crisis management students in the team with existing teams we have in HSC. And that's for COVID-19. It's not only focusing more on the COVID-19, but for now, the intention is to tackle about COVID-19 issues where you are able to tackle during your tenure as SRC welfare student, ESCOs. And okay, that's will settle your leftover task. It's okay. And number second, you are taking the edu for you. You are asking about the copyrights. Actually, what you are doing, you asking is you're not focusing on the money on the town station. We are saying that the files can be accessed by the UTP student, because this is from as well the engagement with DBCSA, which he said that we can't upload it in any platform. It can be just like you just upload in this website, the chemical engineering website. We can't, because we have UTP rights where these materials need to be uploaded at the system where only people in our organization, our students, and our community itself that can access this kind of information. And this this has been supported by DBCSA himself, saying that these manifestos can be conducted without any restriction from the management team as well. And next, we have new UTP clarifying the engagement. Are you asking me the guidelines? Because we clearly state from the engagement, in the manifesto night, we have engagement with PMMD, with HSE, but we are not having the engagement with RV side, because the one who's handling is the electrical appliances. This has been discussed by our deputy president last night. Are you sleeping last night? We are saying that every electrical appliances need to have an approval. Then the PMMD will provide the stickers that also as well verify that these appliances is complied to be used in the accommodation that they live. I'm sorry, now still let people pay your attention after this. And asking about this short circuit and fire, this can be done with the major renovation in our accommodation village actually, and this is can be done as well with the engagement we have conducted earlier. They said that this is an executable manifestos bringing electrical appliances. We are not living in 1997 where all the switches, all the circuits and mindsets can be mentioned. And next, you are criticizing the UTP, right, which is a recycle manifesto. It seems that you are not doing enough research, I would say, because the recycle manifestos is not about UTP, right? It's about bringing bicycles, and what we implement is after engagement with technopreneurship, where they request to join our as our allies and bringing the e-scooters, and we have seen that this can be executed, but then COVID happened and the vendors is not able to survive in UTPs. But then it was back in 2020. We are in 2022. You need to be realistic about which year we are living right now. I hope you are not in 2020 having your SPM or whatever. And also, logical thing, a red thing. Are you saying that everything need to be burdened as on the student bodies? We are the student bodies. We are coordinating the team. We are coordinating the students. We have a lot of student council. We have a lot of student chapters in UTP. We can say that. I'm sorry, that's all less than 1 minute. But there's a lot of questions. But anyway, I will continue. Okay, logical thinking. And are you seriously in SRC before? Because if you are aware about SRC, we do have a task force for every manifestos that we conducted. So that if you're asking to have a new team, that can be done. That can be done because not only solely depends on the SRC itself, and that's for UTP, right? And then next we have UTP Smart. Oh, it seems like SPP really like the ideas of UTP Smart. You really paying attention, asking for engagement update. Are you asking for our tactic for our future planning? It's like we are paving our own death, if we're saying like that. And so for that engagement update from the Petronas itself. Oh, I'm sorry, but I have exceeded the time, and back to the Stefano.
All right, thank you, Tuan Muhammad Isma, for the rebuttal. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Alif Malik from Student Progressive Party to rebut. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Stefano. And based on Isma's answer just now, he did not even answer any of my question. Besides, he keep on playing it around, playing with his own answer around and around. He's repeating the same thing. And also, he wasted 1 minute of his time talking about me, asking him a lot of questions. Rather than that 1 minute, he can answer him all the questions also. But he wasted most of his time with that. And also, he mentioned about Manifesto Task Force. Manifesto Task Force is only done during to achieve the manifesto first. But my question was just now, if you were paying attention yourself, my question just now was, what is going to happen after you have achieved the manifesto? After you have gotten all your bicycle? Who's going to be taking care of the bicycles or anything or any sort of thing that you want to bring in? Nah? Okay, so you basically did not answer most of my question. And if you can answer my questions, then why are you here? Okay, so I hope that the next thing you want to defend after this, I hope that you answer all my questions. Because even though there's not a lot of questions, it was a lot of questions, but at least give me some major points of all the questions. And also, you mentioned something about RV in electrical appliances. That I think you miscommunicate with the question. The question related to RV was regarding your Varsity Cafe and not about your electrical appliances. And also, I hope that you can stop asking me questions back when I am asking you questions just now. So after this, please just answer the question and not ask me the question back. And also, yeah, you should be less arrogant and more calmer next time. So, and maybe with a lesser arrogance, and also just keep on becoming calmer and just answer the question, please. That's it. So if it's possible, I would like to give this extra time to Ismail for him to answer, because he did not answer my questions just now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Alif Malik Abdul Malik, for the rebuttal. For our final session of first debate round, I will call upon Mr. Tuan Isma, Varsity Civic Party, to deliver their final rebuttal. Please welcome.
Thank you again, Stefano, for allowing me to attend this debate session, I would say. And okay, you are saying that I'm wasting time 1 minute by stating that I don't want to waste your time again. Okay, then okay, you earlier you said that a lot of word hope. You saying that you are dreaming of our manifesto, I think. And I think that's why you are saying that I need to be less arrogant and more calm, because actually you didn't Okay, I will take that as an advice. I will be more calm and less arrogant, like what you were doing. Okay, so that. Okay, and let me finish the previous one if because you're asking me to do so. And okay, let's proceed with the cashless vending machine, 100K per unit. It seems like a huge amount of money. Are you laundering some money there? Because this is not the exact prices that we need to pay to the vendors actually. And you are asking, oh, what about the status of existing vendors? And if you are well planned enough, are you aware about the status? Okay, you may call.
Sorry, can you stop the time? I did not mention anything about 100,000. I said it's cost 1,000 per unit of the vending machine. So that I would like to correct your.
Thousands per unit. Seems like you're not doing enough homework as well, because it will cost more than 1,000. It's not about purchasing a bike no, a bicycle for your UTP eco-friendly campus. It costs more than thousands. It's actually reaching, but not more than 100,000. And actually, I'm interested on how you ask me, because for let me continue back. Okay, the Varsity Cafe you mentioning previously, right? About dealing with RV. I know you love RV very much, and your Varsity Cafe is doing. We'll have our engagement with RV later on, because if you are aware now, our manifesto night and briefing night, it's only 11 days. 11 days for having the committees, for having the manifesto is very quite tight of time. And but still within the time frame we manage to find our I would say manifestos for students. And speaking of not aware of possible vendors, we do have our homeworks with PMMD and HSC, where they had clarified with us. And actually previously in manifesto night, I love how you menggoreng saying that 3 to 5 years contract. It's not actually 3 to 5 year contract, Alif. It's actually 2 plus 1 years contract. This is what I need to betulkan lah. I would like to share this information with you. And if you're asking for the existing vendors, we are actually trying to provide a better environment for students to have their dining experience, and would like to establish the competition amongst the UTP cafe itself, not among the students who like, okay, this cafe this not delicious enough, we need to go this cafe, but they more. But then there's the cafe that cost less, but the hygiene is very worse. And I don't like that kind of. And we, the BCP, don't is very concerned about this issue. That's why we're bringing the varsity cafes manifestos. We think that you need to do more homeworks for that. And for hope, not well planned. You say unclear students in it. But then since we are still becoming I would say the winning party, possible winning party for the UTP campus election. We do upload just now in the evening about our students who are stranded, or who are not stranded. I'm sorry, who are affected by the floods in Terengganu. But then there's still party that joining our campus, doing the focusing on more important thing that's important for them lah, what they react last evening, not this evening. And then okay, you're saying asking for the fake scenarios for gaining the funds. You say that where the students will make a false statement saying that they are affected. And also you are also asking about how we like to have the money. Actually, you are the welfare student, you should know how we like to gain the money, because actually bringing the UTP, bringing the hope into our manifestos is not basically about, okay, I will tell you briefly right now. We are not paving our future planning for you, but then if you're asking on behalf of students, on behalf of UTP students, we would like to share with you. And I would like to share with you, if you are and I'm expecting you, the scenario is you are the UTP student coming to me, okay, Isma, what was your plan? Okay, let me share with you my plan. My plan is we would like to have SRC as the coordinator for our the coordinator for our every movement in our campus, where we do have UTP Prihatin, we do have other student movement in that involved in this kind of charity hope, that care about the welfare of students. And actually having a fund is not a issue here, because if you're asking it's an issue, I'm sure that you are not well enough aware about how we generate revenues for the any charity. We do provide a clause where we will provide them the we would like to provide them a tax exemption, which every key partners and sponsor would love to have this kind of term and clause under the sponsorship package they would like to offer later on. But then are you still asking me about the what we do, and then okay, basically I don't like how you condemn our it condemn me, basically me and I did the VC president and the deputy president, because you're asking me that you're saying that we are going to have our internship in the next third year second semester, and you sure that you're asking me, are you sure that we can well executed this event this tenure well? Okay, I would like to tell you again, who is attending last night town hall? Is that me or my treasurer? And this is well enough to tell you that our council, our teams is not only focusing solely dependence on our president and deputy president, but we have teams that can do all the tasks. We are not only becoming a dependent on just putting all the burden on a single person to tada. Okay, that's all.
Okay, Stefano, can I ask you one question, Stefano?
Yes, I think.
Okay, so was Isma talking to me or not just now? Because he wasn't even answering a single question of mine. And so he also mentioned about Manifesto Task Force. Manifesto Task Force is only for the manifesto. And also he said that I was condemning his manifesto. Condemning his manifesto, that's the point of debate session tonight. So what's the point of me debating if I can't condemn his manifesto? So yeah, I would like to ask ES lah, was he answering or not? Thank you.
Okay, for that we will see at the second debate session to see whether you guys are still on track or not. All right. Okay. So calm down, everyone. Okay. So thank you to Mr. Tuan Muhammad Ismail for the rebuttal. All right. Before I begin the second debate session, I would like to give reminder to those in the YouTube live chat. You guys may talk to each other, but please mind your words, mind your language. All right. Because we are here, we want to judge each party by especially you guys who are representing the each party, SPP, either SPP or VCP, you guys in the live chat, so hopefully people can judge your party through the ideas, not through the negative attitudes. Okay, thank you. So before we begin the second debate session, let me first repeat the rules of the debate for those who have just joined us. Each party will be given a chance to be the government, meaning they will have to present the weakness in their opponent manifesto. This round will last for 8 minutes, with the opposition being able to use point of information POI starting from the second minutes until the 7 minutes. A POI is basically a chance for the opposition to interrupt the debate, to directly that are being presented by the government representative. Once the 8 minutes is over, the opposition representative will have 7 minutes to rebut the facts that have been previously presented by the government side. The government side will once again defend themselves from the argument of their opponents. The final round will be a 7-minute opportunity for the opposition representative to defend themselves. Without further ado, let us invite Mr. Tuan Muhammad Ismail Hafizuddin Tuan Ismail from Varsity Civic Party to present the argument. Mr. Tuan Ismail, the screen is yours. Please begin.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me? Alif? All right. I really appreciate that you can hear me, but you misheard the voice of students. Okay. Campus election is always being a critical sports and dialogues in Malaysia because it has transformed life of many Malaysian and UTPians before, including myself. The unique things of contesting in the campus election, which they teach me to have the moral courage that we are not here just to argue our manifestos, but it's about how UTP students would actually benefits from our enthusiasm and how we channel our enthusiasm in the manifestos in governing the next Arsacitanio. And at the same time of transforming students' campus life or for a betterment of students' campus life. And I'm not saying here becoming the champion of speech while against your party's philosophies and your own principles would lead actually I would say that would lead to a catastrophic failure. Okay, how could you reach a consensus between your party and UTP students basically while you have eroded them with widespread fraud actually, and it will only getting worse, inflaming UTP's community fears and increasing the legislative actions lah. And I would like to touch about, okay, actually I've never thought I would be reading the 7 manifestos in UTP, this 7 manifestos in UTP Campus Election 2022, and I'm very concerned about the potential UTP student would miss when having the SPP leading the extra-systemio. The manifestos were like becoming an epidemiologist right as the pandemic starting to emerge, like when Alif becoming the extra-silas. I was like, okay, there's no experience. This is not what UTP students and community would have hoped for. And okay, I would like to touch about talking of reuniting government-linked university was nothing more than a charade, because I would state some guidelines or some regulation here. Under the Campus Election Guidelines 2022, Article number 2, Election Guidelines Rules and Regulation in Campaign number 13 in bracket B. Prohibited within Masjid An-Nur and Chancellor Complex, specifically areas around Chancellor Hall and Information Resource Center. IRC, that was include every vendors that we have there. And especially integrity has become a concept and topic with more prominence in research on governments, on governance, and also as well in the actual policy making at all levels. And I'm sad to tell you that we find that there are SPP posters installed within IRC areas again, which are against the rules and regulation set by UTP Election Secretariat. How would and I will ask you, how would other university representative respect and have the diplomacy with your way of leading by breaking the rules? I'm saying this here because integrity issue is a very serious topic for all the party leaders. And if you would like to know about CAIR, CAIRR, which our UTP, what UTP is holding on, integrity is included there. And then I would like to touch about the utilization of common room and study spaces. As I am mentioning earlier, we are the coordinator, and what conducive space you are providing. And it's not very clear to our students the cost that will be the students facing to have that conduciveness environment. And having our final assessment, are you would like to encourage more students to, I would say, to copying the other answer sheet during the EA if it was conducted? And what is the value to the space basically? And if you do your homework lah, basically the student space, the study space in Pocket C is basically from your SPP spread, and this is what we are concerning. You are against your predecessors, which I think because you are living online for too much, you are not aware about what is the campus life is. The study space provided at the Pocket C is well conducive enough for students to have their studies. It's 24/7. And then I would like to touch about what I would like to touch. Actually, there is I would not interested to touch because their manifesto is not good. But then I'll touch about the academic literacy. I support the issue that Ian mentioned because, and I believe it's a reality of online learning to many. Because, however, what if students that are packed on weekdays and cannot have the assessment? You're saying that you need to have a mutual agreements between the lecturers. So what was the academic leniency you are bringing to students? You are saying that cramming up all assessment on weekdays and then focus on your weekends on yourself again, on yourself. And how far have your party gone through the academic coursework distribution analysis? And I see that it's not this manifesto seems irrelevant because at last it will be just agreement between students and lecturers itself. And SRC won't be knowing the schedules of all students in every class. And there are many classes in UTP, not only, there's many courses in UTP, and every courses do have their own division, the CE1, CE2, and currently our system is already like this. So why do you want to do this manifesto in the first place? And I think that I would like to add some more points from eco-friendly campus. Oh, I like the idea of you bringing eco-friendly campus. That was a great SDG goals you are bringing there, at least some hopes. But then, how you would introduce to me the specific mechanism on how to prevent the plastic wastage. We heard the voice of the students saying that when they're purchasing this kind of menu, this kind of food, they are given stickers. Is that a loyalty card? If you have a lot, you can redeem and then get a burger for free. And I would like to ask you more about this because you are giving a statement saying that discounts given to the students discount will be provided to the students. And have you made an agreement with all vendors? Because it's actually a pressure for our vendors to already set a low price and also considering vendors who are rarely get customers because of the location. And this happened because of our past student bodies didn't engage well with them to encourage the student experience in the campus. And I would like to add more. When students bring their own container, people might opt to order for outside food or using through our Grab and also Food Panda. This also will decrease the business opportunity in our campus and harder to set price. And how we like to ensure the vendor's profit will not be affected basically. And okay, you are saying that bringing recycling bins. Okay, you said recycling bins. Are you aware about what you are dealing with? You are dealing with behavioral restriction issues for the students. And worst case scenario, this recycle bins you provided is basically just a normal bins with a sticker or maybe a color of green, orange, and blue. There's no point if you are bringing recycled bins and then just treated them like a normal bins. What was the real concern behind the eco-friendly campus? So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tuan Muhammad Isma Yafizuddin bin Tuan Ismail. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Alif Malik from Student Progressive Party to rebut. Alif, the screen is yours. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much, Stefano. Okay, so first thing first, I would like to make it clear that as you guys can see, as all the students is watching here, VCP is not being professional. They are attacking me personally. Have we ever mentioned about anything about what your members did? The unethical thing that you did? Did we mention anything about that? About editing the approval letter? No, we did not mention anything about that. But why are you attacking us personally? And as you guys can see, VCP is very, very, very touching now. So it's cute for them, but we need to be professional in certain points. And first I would like to answer his question regarding EA. So basically what Isma is saying, or what VCP is saying, is that he is accusing that every single student in UTP, with the existence of EA, every single student in UTP is cheating. Including Isma himself, right? You yourself. So that is what you're trying to say. And you are criticizing the system of EA that UTP has put in. So is that something that you want in a future leader? And also, regarding your eco-friendly thingy, what a big misunderstanding that you got into our eco-friendly manifesto. We basically put in discount that which will give an incentive to the person who bring in container. So with that, they would change the students' perspective into a green and eco-friendly campus. So I don't I don't get it. Which point you don't understand? I've been mentioning it since manifesto night and town hall session, the same thing, but you are not getting to the point. And also, all the vendors in UTP has agreed to us and also supported us, and that's how we get facts. We hopes. As I recall, your deputy president yesterday keep on mentioning about hope. We are not based on hopes. We are based on facts. So this is our UTP. And also, are you against a greener campus? That's my question to you. Are you against for us to make UTP more eco-friendly? And also, with the plastic usage that you mentioned, Penang can do Plastic Tuesday. Why can't UTP do one day for plastic thingy? So why can't UTP do it? Let me ask you that. And also, Zero Plastic Day in Penang has been going on for so long, and it's a country can do it. So why can't UTP do it? Sorry, not country, state. Apologize. I apologize for that. And I do not like the part where you attack SPP personally, but because tonight is based on our manifesto. The debate session is for our manifesto. Am I right, Stefano? Yes, okay. So how unprofessional are you to relate this debate session with other stuff? It shows that you did not do your research at all on any sort of manifesto. It shows that you don't care about what's going to happen next to UTP. And it truly shows that you are not a leader yourself. So I hope that you do your research more on our manifesto. And as I recall just now, you didn't even answer any of my questions regarding your manifesto. There's no major answer to that. And that shows that you didn't even do your research to your own manifesto. So I think that is it from me lah. Okay. Oh, I have 3 more minutes, right? Okay, sorry. I have 3 more minutes. So, oh yeah, you mentioned about our utilization of common room and study spaces manifesto, right? Am I right? Did you mention? Can I have a nod from Isma, please? Okay, no answer from Isma, but that's okay. So you mentioned about Pocket C is being not unconducive, but it's very nice, but it is far. So we never said that Pocket C study space was not conducive. We are saying that the study spaces are limited, and we want more convenient study spaces for students. That is what we said during our manifesto. So we truly hope that you understand clearly on our manifesto and do your further research regarding our manifesto. And don't put words in our mouth. So yeah. Sorry, I think you didn't hear my last sentence. So don't put words in our mouth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Alif Malik. And now, I would like to call upon Mr. Tuan Muhammad Isma from Varsity Civic Party to rebut. Please welcome.
Thank you, Stefano, for giving me chance back to rebut my presentation, my session. And okay, I will ask you, the whole purpose of UTP Campus Election 2022 was to make a good things better. And there is parties not on the way to the graveyard yet or anything, because they are treating their manifestos is as simple as finishing the course assessment, I would say, as at the brink of the submission form, submission line, and then they submit their manifestos. Just like an hour to do their manifestos. But I think there's a lot of more sand in the bottom of the party's hourglass than they are on the top. And if we reach the stuff that you are doing is not for the betterment of the UTP students. It's just for you and your party winning the election, basically. Because what you are bringing, and then okay, that's enough for my just general information. Okay, I would like to recap back what you're saying. I'm saying because be professional, EA related, criticizing the EA. That's what we are, students. We are the stakeholders need to have a critical thinking, a critical mind. Is that EAs are beneficial for students enough for them to enter the industries? Are we doing just copying the answers, and then you're just okay, let me recap back. you are just reviewing the articles, and then all night long, you give the answers to the UTP. You submit the answers UTP for EAs. So that we do concern about EAs, and our concern is EA is as a burdening for other universities not treating EAs. It's not having EAs. They are having just a final assessment, and that's for that. Actually, we would like to bring this issue. Okay, I would like to just leak our information lah. We like to bring the issue of EA to the Ministry of Higher Education, that we would like to implement this throughout the universities in this online environment. Because if only our universities that implement this, what about other students? What about other students in other campus? We are not concerning about them. We are not talking about only about ourselves. We are now talking about the benefits of students in UTP and also other UTP community as well. And you are saying that eco-friendly campus is based on facts. So I was really interested to see where's the fact is. And I'm saying that I'm not saying I'm against a greener campus. With part of speech that you find that I'm against the greener campus, because we actually bringing the UTP, right, for a sustainable micro mobility program. And this for it's not, not saying this strictly into the eco-friendly campus, but we are leading into that path. And actually having a just incentive and discount. Are you doing your MPU4 project right now? Or are you stating your manifestos that you are done in a brink of submission deadline? And actually having a zero plastic days, you're just telling me zero plastic days. That's a great opportunity to have that. If we winning the election, we would like to have this kind of manifestos being implemented, because what matters is the campus life experience, because we are moving into the physical learning environment, and also hybrid. I would say hybrid, because we are still learning in MST, and also BBB for some COQ students. And I think that every manifestos that we said, that we argue tonight, shouldn't be any issues, because shouldn't be any issues to have kind of, I would say, malanting ke, nak dendam ke. No, because that was the point of presidential election debate. I'm sorry for saying that, for making you have a statement that saying that I'm condemning the manifestos. I'm not saying you are condemning my manifestos. I'm saying that you're condemning my teams, which you are condemning myself, and my deputy president, and also others VCP's candidates, that also the nominees. In their second semester, you are saying about MPU4, you're saying about and also the internship. It's not about, okay, basically as a students, how we manage our time is the most important thing. When we able to manage our time, that's why we enter for a more competitive program, competitive environment, which I entered the UTP Campus Election for a betterment of the student, for the sake of every generation that we enter UTP. Have you ever think that when you came back to the UTP as the alumni, and you seeing that your manifestos is being implemented in the campus, it will be so great actually. And you're saying you are accepting my opinion as well. That's a great. I would like to have a consensus between VCP and SPP, because we are the student body that would like to bring the betterment for the UTP itself. And for now, I think that regarding the manifestos based hope, okay, I would say this: hope is not only about manifestos. Hope is actually about we concerned about the welfare of the students. We concerned about who about students who are not having a proper studies learning and we say the conducive learning environment that you are think that you can provide for everyone. And I think that you just becoming delusional for saying that we are just making a false manifestos under UTP Smart. Have you ever think that UTP Smart is actually a beneficial manifestos, not only for this year generations, but then still as a branding, as a marketing for UTP itself into the energizing futures, which our vision is about becoming a betterment of the university itself. And I would like to say to you, don't let your emotion interfere your jurisdiction, because that emotion-based decision making will not only make, I would say, guilty, but then it will also lead to another aftermath, which can be very, very okay. I'm very concerned about your mental health basically. So that's just about our energizing students, energizing future students, because the manifestos, when our manifestos becoming reality, even if we fail once from the you saying that the false, you are condemning us, we can stand up and fight again twice, because we are not just simply throwing set of unworthy manifestos away and criticizing the opposing manifestos, and maybe for the worst case scenario, you will be simply giving up your manifestos. And until when we would like to live in this conformity environment, the unwritten rule we are living now on campus, and that was the reality we are living. We care for the student experience both on campus and online environment, so that the 7 manifestos are promoting models of development rather than dependence. And that's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Stefano.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tuan Muhammad Isma Hafizuddin. For our final session of the second debate round, I would like to call upon Mr. Alif Malik from Student Progressive Party to deliver the final rebuttal. Please welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stefano. And I believe that there is no question that were asked. I even raised a paper, where are your questions? But there's no questions at all. This is the paper I asked, where's your questions? But still no questions being asked regarding my manifesto. In fact, they're still attacking SPP personally and nothing about our manifesto. It shows that our manifesto is too great for them to ask. So, and also, Mr. Isma, for the sake of speaking, and please give me answers. Give the answers to the students. You have time just now. You have a lot of time for you to even answer my question back, but there's no answers given from you. So, and also you said I was condemning your members. But firstly, you said that I answered because condemning your members. But you said yourself I was condemning your manifesto. So please, please, please don't twist your facts. Don't twist your words. And regarding your manifesto of the smart card, it is very visionary for you to have that. I want it also, but we have to base in facts. We have 1 year of tenure, you and me, whoever wins, 1 year. In case another party win for the next tenure, are you sure that manifesto is going to go on? For example, let me ask you, based on your past tenure, not your past tenure, VCP's past tenure, during Miss Awatif time, what have you accomplished? Students will stand back at home. No students get to come back. But when SPP got in, we get to bring students back. That's the thing. That's the main point I want to highlight there. And also, let's talk about legacy. You said about legacy that you want to stay, you want to leave behind for our manifesto. Yes, SPP has one legacy, if you care to recall. Actually, more than one, but I would like to highlight this one that is still here until today. UTP SS. That was from the VPSD of SRC tenure 1819. And during that time, the VPSD fought for UTPSS, and it is still here until now. All the departments are playing the sports, fighting to win one cup. So that's what SPP has achieved last tenure. And since I have a lot more time here to talk, because there was no question asked to me just now, not a single questions. So let's talk about my manifesto. So crisis handling, the difference. Okay, I'm just gonna start off talk about the difference since we released the manifesto first. So there's some manifesto that's almost the same, but that's okay. So crisis handling is almost like this transparency. So I like it that we have the same mind, sort of, so same page and everything. So crisis handling is basically for us, it's to be transparent more to the students, and also we want to join in the discussion. It was not in your manifesto. You just want to be transparent, then you're done. But for us, we want to join in the discussion with the management and be together in the discussion for us to decide together with the management rather than the management making the decisions for us. So students wouldn't be bled with their decisions by the decisions that management have made. So, and also reuniting GLU is an opportunity for all the clubs, all students to expand their connection, expand their networking. And natural aid disaster. So we separated that from yours also. Yours, if I'm not mistaken, there's a financial hope, if I'm not mistaken. Is that your manifesto? Yes, okay. So hope you want to do a fundraising during the emergency. For our natural disaster aid, we will be prepared before the disaster happen. So that it will be allocated inside our SRC account. And entrepreneurial support, you will be helping them aid and all that, but we will also be providing V2 for you. And also, smart cards lah. The manifesto, which I like it myself, we've thought about it also. But the part that it's too good to be true is the Petronas link bonus. It's too good to be true for me. And how can you accomplish that within 1 year? You have to make deals with Petronas. The whole ecosystem inside UTP has to change within 1 year. 1 year. The time given to us is not enough. I understand. Even the government of Malaysia has 4 years, but we have 1 year to accomplish. That's why we're bringing our manifesto with facts, and we are confident that we will achieve it, no matter how hard it is. But we're confident that it can be achieved within that year. And your smart card is a good idea. It's a good initiative from you, and I respect that also. But we have to be more realistic because we have 1 year. And I hope that you understand that manifestos has to be brought to the students and have to be achieved within 1 year. And yeah, I honestly, I respect you and I did to be here today also. So yes, but please, in terms of answering questions, giving out questions, and also relating personally, that should not have happened just now, where you related SPP personally, attack the party's name, where you should be attacking the manifesto. Okay, if I can bring up a lot of things, but that's not my principle. That's not based on my principles. Maybe it's yours, but not mine. But please, from just now, the manifesto, nothing, no questions, and you don't have any questions for me. You're not answering my questions. So please, don't waste my time. Don't waste the students' time. And I believe this is the end. So you've been wasting a lot of time during tonight's debate session. So let's end it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alif Malik bin Abdul Malik, for the rebuttal. All right, that was quite an intense debate brought by each party. I just want to say this: whoever vote for, please don't let it divide us. Just remember, nothing can make us any less qualified to make our university better. With both parties having presented their argument and defended their manifesto, the time has come to an end for our presidential election debate. Thank you, Mr. Alif Malik, and thank you, Mr. Tuan Muhammad Isma, for your time for being here. Next, we will share with you the link to the feedback form. We would like to seek your cooperation to scan the QR code on the screen and give us feedback on this session. Your feedback is important for our continuous improvement. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your cooperation in completing the feedback form. Your feedback is highly appreciated. Before we dismiss, I would like to make an announcement regarding our most awaited event, the voting day. Please be informed that voting will begin at 8 a.m. and end at 4 p.m. on the 2nd of March, this Wednesday. Do not forget to mark your calendar and cast your vote. Your voice, your choice. With that, we, the whole UTP Election Secretariat committees, would like to thank all of you for your participation and showing us your support in this event. Do not forget to follow our social media accounts for more updates. We wish you a happy voting day, good night, and stay safe. Thank you.